So I have a lot of friends through Instagram and social media, and I have a friend named Allan who has a few Mustangs, and this is his Cobra, and it has a lot of neat body parts on it, and he also has another Mustang that's a GT that has a bunch on it too, and it's kind of hard to tell them apart because they're both red, but they do have different pieces. You can see the Cobra folding mirrors and stuff, and this one actually has a supercharger and a bullet intake manifold and stuff, and he's always getting cool parts from the wrecking yards when he can. And it's fun to meet people a lot like me who are out there having fun modifying cars, trying to find the right pieces at the wrecking yards and stuff. This is his Instagram. He's quite got some cars listed there, and here's how the Cobra was with a Mach 1 hood and shaker set up on it and stuff. So it's kind of cool to see him just play around with these cars. And I like that Celine style spoiler, and that has the Mach 1 trunk on it from a black Mach 1 that he had. You'll see it later on here in the video and stuff. But got some Mach 1 seats in there. There's the Cobra gauge cluster and stuff. And so this is a lot of stuff I get to deal with on the regular. Here's this 4-valve in there, and you can see that this car's actually had the whole front cut off like I did with my cars. And the aprons have been welded in, and this is very similar to what I just did with my silver GT and my yellow GT project cars. And so it's fun to look through here and see other people doing stuff like this. There's the 4-valve engine in there. Everything's looking really good. A lot of hard work. It's pretty cool, but he often sends me stuff to look at. And so he just sent me some videos and pictures of this 2001 mineral gray Cobra convertible. It was in the wrecking yard. It was being parted out. And this is why I'm making the video, just because he sent me so much stuff like this over the years, but nobody knows about this. And I kind of want to make more videos like this and show what people share with me so that people get an idea of what's out there, because I'm in a very nice position where people are always contacting me and sharing things with me. So I see a lot of this stuff, but I wanted to share it with everybody else because I know everybody enjoys this as well. So this is a '01 mineral gray Cobra, and it's really too bad to see it like this. This is exactly like the first Cobra I ever drove, the first V8 I ever drove. My cousin's uncle owned it, and it was a blast to drive, and it was a totally awesome car. And so I can't believe that you'll find them like this. You would never think anyone would let a Cobra get to this state, or if something happens to it that it would be repaired or fixed. But here's one that was being parted out. And so he sent me this video, he sent me the pictures and showed what's left on it, and he was able to get a lot of really good parts off this car, as he's done a lot lately. He's gotten a lot of good parts off a lot of cars. The interior looks really trashed on this car, but it really didn't take much. I mean, one rainstorm with the windows down will do that to the car, but there's the Cobra bumper that was specific to '01, the independent rear suspension, so many good parts on this car. Airbag, good, looks like he got that out of there. So it's really too bad to see a car like this having to be parted out, but I totally understand, and I'm glad he's saving these great parts, because if you can't save the whole car, at least you can get the good stuff off of it. So I'm very proud of him for doing that, and he's really doing a good job going through and finding this kind of stuff. And I hope a lot of us are doing this when we come across the parts in wrecking yards and stuff. So here's the complete independent rear suspension he got out of it. Got a lot of stuff out of there. So just to talk a little bit about what our conversations have been like over the years, he's got this True Blue Bullet that he first started buying parts off of, and then he got to the point where the seller went ahead and just sold him the rest of the car, so he was able to save this car, and that's pretty cool. So beautiful looking car. This is Bullet 3661, and it's cool to find that sticker under the rear seat there. And he talked to me a lot about when he was doing this, and thanked me for some information I had given him. Here's a Rouge that came in for an engine replacement in his shop, so he shared this with me. It's pretty cool to see. It's the non-supercharged one, I believe, and it looks good with the red stripes and stuff. Pretty cool car. And so here's I believe this was a 99, yes, 99 35th anniversary flood car, and he was able to get a bunch of things off of it. And this was a 95 Cobra that him and his dad were able to come across and get. And this Mach 1 2004 black Mach 1, he was able to buy for $75, and it was pretty messed up. The roof and stuff was mangled on it, but he wanted to get all the Mach 1 parts off of it. He was going to try to save the car, and he did give the chance for somebody to try to buy it and fix it, but nobody ended up doing it. And so he did get some of those Mach 1 specific parts out of there and said he put them on his Cobra, but 55,000 miles. I can't believe you'd find a Mach 1 like that and that somebody would let it go that way, you know. But anyway, sad to see it kind of stripped down for what it was. But there's the drivetrain, you know, it looks good. TR3650 5-speed transmission and the engine and everything. So that one's gone now, but... And he shared this turbo Terminator with low miles, said that it had a new engine with 500 miles that was hurt. And I had seen this before. I said, wasn't that the one somebody traded a Coyote swapped Blue Bullet for? And he said yes. And so he said that's someone who was a client that turned into a friend, said it still smells new inside, so that's cool to see. And so here's his '01 Cobra. He said that he got it for $600 with a rebuilt title, that it's a roller, but it was a Terminator swap car, and he just needs an IRS suspension for it and stuff. And so here's some of his wrecking yard finds: Terminator hood, bullet side skirts and stuff. He found some 35th anniversary blackout panel there between the tail lights and a couple bullet fuel doors. And he said the videos that I make help him a lot to recognize these parts, and he's able to get them. This is the car it came off. He said he looked really closely at everything, and I said, wow, I'm surprised you actually noticed the side skirts, because those are kind of hard to notice when you're in a wrecking yard and you're walking by cars and stuff. And he said, yeah, I try to get everything I can that's special, and you know, watching your videos helps me and stuff, so that's nice to hear. This was a true 35th anniversary Mustang GT, and it had all the 35th parts like the rear spoiler and the side skirts and stuff. So he came across this. It's just amazing that there's so many cars like this. There's the seats, you can see it has the silver in the seats even though they're torn up. But really sad to see a car like that. And I'm just glad he gets these parts. Here's the 35th anniversary gauge bezel and side skirts and spats there, the 35th anniversary panel, the honeycomb panel that goes on the back. He had a customer bring in this '01 dark Highland green Mustang Bullet. He said it was all stock basically except the headlights and maybe something else, but there's the Bullet sticker on there. He was working on that. He said the engine was knocking pretty bad, so it's too bad. But anyway, I just want to share some of this stuff with you. This is what I get to see all the time. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.